Hey guys, welcome back to another review, and today I am reviewing Raging Bull, starring Robert De Niro, Kathy Moriarty, whatever, Joe Pesci, and Frank Vincent, and was directed by Martin Scorsese, and is about the life of boxer Jake LaMotta, whose violence and temper that led him to the top in the ring destroyed by his life outside of it. Let's talk about the positives. First off is the one that's very obvious. The performances. This is hands down Robert De Niro's best role and best acting I've ever seen from him, which is saying a lot since he is just incredible in basically almost everything I've seen him in. There is one scene where he just knocks it out of the ballpark, and towards the ending in a prison cell. It is gut-wrenching. Like, this is some of the best acting I have ever seen in a film. He just explodes in this movie, and it doesn't feel show-offy. It feels genuine. Like you don't even see Robert De Niro in this movie. You only see Jake LaMotta. He is unrecognizable in this movie. And just seriously, this is easily, in my opinion, his best performance ever. And then there's Joe Pesci in this movie, who is also really good. He's incredible in this movie, and once again, he's kind of creepy. Well, not like creepy, he's more intense. His performance is intense at times. Not as intense as De Niro's, though. Another thing about De Niro is how intense he is in this movie. And then, there is Pesci, who is also extremely good in this movie. I do think he was better in Goodfellas and Casino, but he was still excellent in this movie. He has a standout scene in I think it was like a bar or something where he beats a dude up, and that's his standout scene. And, everyone else is pretty good too, but easily the standout performance is De Niro, who just, like, every time he's on screen, he holds your attention. His performance is very intense, physical, emotional, whatever you call it. His performance in this film is so, intense. Definitely worthy of him winning the best actor in a leading role Oscar at the 1980s Oscar. Even though there were a lot of competition. It wasn't very an easy pick for me because Elephant Man also went up for that, but De Niro deserved this win. But it doesn't really matter anymore. All right. And then there is the directing. This is one of Martin Scorsese's best directed movies. He directs the boxing scenes really well, but then the dialogue scenes just are incredible. Like they move very fast. And when I first saw this movie, I'll be fully honest, I wasn't a big fan of it when I first saw it. And then I watched it again just recently, and it was gut punching. And the dialogue moved a lot quicker than it used to, because I thought this was going to be like a Rocky movie, like an inspirational sport movie with like a training montage. There's no training montage, and this movie's not inspirational. Let's just say that you might expect this movie to be like it's Rocky with F-bombs. No, it's not. It's way more different than a Rocky film. It's intense. Like, this movie is almost uncomparable to Rocky. But yeah, the dialogue is Martin Scorsese dialogue, as I call it, very fluid and moves very quickly. Also, the directing is very fast, very smooth, very stylish. And then the boxing scenes are incredible. They're very well shot, very well edited. Great use of slow-mo as well. And surprisingly brutal. Like, the boxing scenes in this movie get surprisingly bloody. Alright, what else to talk about is that the cinematography is incredible. This is also one of Scorsese's best looking films. Yeah, I think it was from the same cinematographer as Taxi Driver. I can't place his name off the top of my head right now, but I think he did the cinematography for Taxi Driver. But anyway, it looks great. The cinematography is great in this film, especially in the opening. Like the opening credits, some of the best opening credits I've ever seen. Seriously, so good. And another thing I want to say about Scorsese's direction in this movie is that Martin Scorsese could direct anything and make it fast paced. Goodfellas might feel like a movie that you may be like, it was good, but I don't think I can watch it again. No, Goodfellas is like 2.5 hours long, and I could feel like I could watch that one all the time. Like, I've actually been wanting to rewatch it. I've seen it 3 times now. 1 when I first watched it, 2 with my younger brother, and 3 with my mom. So I've been dying to rewatch that one. And there's something Scorsese does. There's just something about his direction that makes it very interesting and engaging. Like, when I first saw this movie, I thought it was slow. But then I watched it again, and it moved very quickly. I'm like, wait, we're already here? This isn't right. It's like a whole hour was missing. Yeah, like, Scorsese... Scorsese just has a way with his dialogue and the way the camera moves and how the scenes flow that just makes it a lot more enjoyable to watch. Like let's use this movie as example, The Color of Money, which is a sequel to the Paul Newman movie The Hustler. The Hustler was slow. Like, that movie was slow. It actually kind of reminded me of this movie, just less interesting. And then Martin Scorsese directed the sequel, and I actually liked Color of Money better than the Hustler. There's just something about his direction that just makes movies that should be like slow and boring incredibly engaging. Like The Irishman, 3.5 hours long. That movie's engaging. Well, even though I don't think it's as watchable as Goodfellas, it's still in my opinion, it doesn't really feel as long as it does. Only except when I did rewatch it, it was like very late at night. It was on New Year's Eve, so I was tired and it felt slower than normal. But when I first watched it, that went by. That like flew by. All right. Anything else? Anything else I could talk about? All right. Do I have any negatives with this movie? No, not one. If I didn't rewatch it, I probably would say it was a little slow. Not slow at all. Not one scene drags. De Niro's great. Everyone's great. The directing is great. Scorsese should have won the Oscar for this movie. He should have won many times, but he only won for The Departed, which, I'm also still waiting on Tarantino to get an Oscar. I don't think that's ever going to happen, though. Unless he proves me wrong with his 10th and possibly final film. I sure hope it's not his final film, but it probably is. But he also has been saying that for years, but, what are you going to do? All right, so let's conclude this. In conclusion, Raging Bull is is Scorsese, possibly one of my favorite Scorsese films. They always keep changing around. But anyway, Raging Bull is just such a powerful movie, but it's just incredible. I love this one. I'm going to give Raging Bull an A+ and is a masterpiece. That's like my, 5th A+ in a row? All right. Alright, so if you've seen Raging Bull, what did you think about it? And if you like this review, give it a like, and I will see you guys next time.